Have you ever walked away from a conversation with a nagging feeling that something didn't quite add up? Maybe their words sounded smooth, but your instincts were telling you a different story. Or perhaps you faced someone who twists the truth so effortlessly that you almost doubt your perspective. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Conversations with liars can be some of the most draining, confusing, and emotionally charged moments we experience. The Stoics believed that while we can't control the actions of others, we can control how we respond. By the end of this video, you'll have 5 powerful strategies for handling dishonesty with strength and integrity. Whether it's spotting the subtle signs of a lie, staying calm under pressure, or setting boundaries that protect your energy, you'll walk away feeling ready to handle even the most challenging conversations. So, take a deep breath, relax, and join us as we discuss the 5 ways to handle conversations with liars. Before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss more videos like this one. Are you ready? Let's jump right in. Spot the signs of deception. Conversations can be a dance of words, but when someone isn't truthful, the rhythm feels off. Spotting the signs of deception isn't just about catching someone in a lie. It's about understanding when the integrity of a conversation is compromised. This awareness is your first step to protecting your peace. Liars often give themselves away, not through dramatic slip-ups, but in subtle, almost imperceptible ways. Their words may not match their tone, their story may not make sense, or their body language might reveal unease. Pay attention to inconsistencies. For example, if someone shares a story but avoids eye contact or fidgets excessively, these could be signs of discomfort stemming from dishonesty. But remember, these aren't foolproof signals. Some people are naturally nervous and others have mastered masking their lies. Your goal isn't to accuse, but to observe patterns. Dishonesty often shows up in how people speak, not just what they say. Liars tend to use overly vague language or unnecessary details to obscure the truth. They might avoid direct answers or repeat your question to buy time. A classic tactic is redirecting the focus, suddenly making you feel interrogated for even asking a question. This tactic creates confusion and shifts the spotlight off their untruths. Think of their story as a poorly constructed web. While it may appear to make sense at first, it doesn't hold up when you actually think about it. For instance, if someone says they were stuck in traffic, ask where. Their response might reveal hesitation or contradictions. Lies tend to lack the grounding of real experiences, so gaps in logic often surface when you explore details. Even the best liars can't always control their physical responses. The body, after all, speaks its own language. Signs like excessive blinking, avoiding eye contact, or fidgeting are often associated with deception. However, context is everything. Some people display these behaviors when they're nervous, truthful, or not. Micro-expressions, those fleeting facial movements that reveal someone's true emotions, are another tell. A smile that doesn't reach the eyes, a flash of anger during a denial, or a quick wince can betray what words try to conceal. A person might claim to be calm, but their clenched fists or tense posture tell a different story. The art of spotting lies isn't about becoming hyper-vigilant or mistrustful. It's about building awareness. Stoicism teaches us to approach the world with clarity, not suspicion. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Use this wisdom as a guide, not to accuse others, but to maintain your integrity in the face of dishonesty. By staying observant without rushing to conclusions, you empower yourself to remain calm and in control. Let their actions and words guide your understanding. And remember, truth often reveals itself in time. Patience is key, and so is protecting your peace. Staying calm and grounded, the power of emotional control. Dealing with liars can feel like standing in the middle of a storm. Their words can twist reality, confuse your emotions, and make you question your judgment. But here's the truth. You don't have to step into the chaos. When confronted with lies, our first instinct is often emotional. Anger, frustration, or even shock can bubble up. These reactions are normal, but they can also be dangerous. When emotions take the wheel, we lose the clarity needed to navigate the situation wisely. Stoicism offers a timeless lesson here. You can't control the liar's actions, but you can control your response. This is where your strength lies, not in silencing the liar, but in silencing the storm within yourself. A calm mind is a sharp mind. When you remain composed, you're able to see through the fog of deception. Think of your emotions as a fire. The liar's words might be sparks, but your reaction is the fuel. Remove the fuel, and the fire fizzles out. To stay calm, focus on grounding yourself in the present moment. Deep, measured breathing is one of the simplest yet most effective tools. Take a slow breath in through your nose, hold it for a count of 3, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this cycle until the tension begins to ease. This not only calms your nervous system, but also gives you a moment to think before responding. Pausing before you speak is another underrated strategy. Liars often thrive on emotional responses. They expect anger, confrontation, or confusion. When you pause instead, you disrupt their rhythm. This deliberate calmness is not weakness. It's a quiet display of strength. When dealing with dishonesty, try adopting the mindset of an impartial observer. Instead of taking their words personally, view them as data points. What patterns are being shown? Are they trying to manipulate your emotions, shift blame, or create doubt? By stepping back emotionally, you can analyze the situation with greater objectivity. Think of your mind as a clear lake. When you react emotionally, it's like throwing a rock into the water. Ripples spread, and the surface becomes distorted. But when you remain calm, the lake stays smooth, reflecting reality as it is. This clarity allows you to spot inconsistencies and maintain control. The ancient Stoics believed in cultivating inner peace regardless of external chaos. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Use this principle as a shield against dishonesty. One effective practice is reframing your perspective. Instead of viewing the liar's actions as a personal attack, see them as a reflection of their character, not yours. Their dishonesty reveals their flaws. This shift in perspective can help you detach emotionally, making it easier to respond with composure. Another powerful tool is journaling. After a difficult conversation, write down your thoughts and feelings. What triggered your emotions? How did you respond? What could you do differently next time? Journaling helps you process your experiences and build emotional resilience for the future. Remaining calm not only protects your peace, but also throws the liar off guard. They rely on emotional responses to gain control, but your calmness leaves them without leverage. It's like standing in the eye of a hurricane. While everything around you swirls in chaos, you remain steady and unaffected. When you refuse to mirror their energy, the liar is forced to confront their actions. They may double down on their lies, but their words lose power without your reaction to anchor them. Calmness, in this sense, becomes a quiet form of resistance. Every time you engage with a liar, you make a choice to guard your emotional energy or to let it be drained. Staying calm isn't just about winning a conversation. It's about protecting your well-being. Your peace is too valuable to hand over to someone who doesn't respect it. The next time you're dealing with a liar, remember this: your calmness is your armor, your breath is your shield, and your composure is your victory. Let the liar's words fall away, powerless against your calm mind. Through calm observation, you reclaim control, not just of the conversation, but of yourself. Strategic questioning, exposing the cracks in their story. Liars often hope you'll accept their words at face value, but the right questions can dismantle their narrative. When approached thoughtfully, questions don't just expose dishonesty, they also give you clarity, allowing you to navigate the situation with confidence. This isn't about interrogating someone or catching them in a dramatic gotcha moment. It's about steering the conversation toward truth or, at the very least, understanding. Questions are like a lantern in a dark room, illuminating hidden corners. When someone lies, their story is often fragile, a patchwork of half-truths and fabricated details. By asking the right questions, you gently probe the weak spots. Unlike accusations, which put people on the defensive, questions encourage them to reveal more about their thought process and intentions. Let's break it down. Liars often rely on vagueness or overly rehearsed details. For example, someone might say, "I was late because there was traffic." A surface-level statement like this might feel sufficient, but a simple, non-confrontational question such as, "Where was the traffic?" or "How long were you stuck?" can reveal gaps in their story. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't come across as accusatory. It simply invites them to elaborate. And this is where lies often crumble. Questions also shift the focus away from you. Liars often try to manipulate the conversation, steering it toward your reactions or doubts. By asking questions, you regain control, making them work to sustain their falsehoods. Asking the right kind of question is crucial. Open-ended questions, those that can't be answered with a simple yes or no, are particularly effective. These encourage the liar to expand on their story, increasing the chances of inconsistencies. For instance, instead of asking, "Were you at the meeting yesterday?" which invites a simple yes or no, you might ask, "What was discussed at the meeting yesterday?" Instead of "Did you finish the project?" ask, "How did you approach the project?" Notice the difference? The first versions give the liar an easy escape, while the second versions require them to construct more detail, a detail that's hard to fabricate convincingly. Follow-up questions are another powerful tool. When a liar senses you're paying attention, they may try to double down on their story. Calmly asking a follow-up like, "Can you explain that part again?" or "Can you explain what you meant by that?" forces them to try to edit their lie, increasing the likelihood of contradictions. How you ask questions is just as important as what you ask. A calm, neutral tone keeps the conversation open and prevents the other person from becoming defensive. Even when you suspect dishonesty, avoid sarcasm, hostility, or condescension. These will only push the liar to dig in their heels. Think of it like gently tapping on a glass to test for cracks. A heavy blow will shatter it, but a soft tap reveals where it's weakest. Approach your questions with curiosity, not confrontation. This mindset helps you stay composed and keeps the conversation productive. Silence is an underrated tool in conversations with liars. After asking a question, resist the urge to fill the space. Let the silence linger. It's often more powerful than words. A liar caught off guard by a question may try to rush through an answer, but silence forces them to sit with their discomfort. This technique gives you more insight into their behavior. Do they hesitate, stumble, or become overly defensive? These reactions can be just as telling as their words. Silence also communicates confidence, showing that you're in control of the conversation without being confrontational. Think of a liar's story as a house of cards. At a glance, it might appear strong, but it's precariously balanced. Your questions act as gentle nudges, testing the structure's strength. A single well-placed question can topple the entire facade, revealing the truth beneath. For example, if someone claims they had no time to complete a task because they were too busy, a follow-up like, "What was taking up most of your time?" or "Could you walk me through your day?" forces them to account for their actions. If their story changes or becomes overly complicated, the house of cards begins to collapse. The Stoics valued clarity and reason, believing that truth was best uncovered through careful thought and observation. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth." This approach applies here. Ask questions not to humiliate or punish, but to seek clarity for yourself. When you ask the right questions, you empower yourself to see the situation as it truly is. This clarity allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than emotionally, keeping your integrity intact. The next time you find yourself questioning someone's honesty, pause and think, what do I really want to know? How can I ask this in a way that encourages truth rather than conflict? This intentionality transforms your questions into tools for understanding, helping you navigate dishonesty with wisdom and composure. Through calm, strategic questioning, you strip away the power of lies, revealing the truth, or at least a clearer path forward. Set boundaries. Dishonesty, like a stubborn weed, can overrun your mental and emotional garden if left unchecked. Setting boundaries is about protecting your space, not to punish the liar, but to prioritize your peace and integrity. When you establish clear limits, you're not just managing the behavior of others, you're affirming your self-worth. Boundaries are essential because liars often exploit blurred lines. They may rely on your trust, kindness, or even reluctance to confront them to push their narrative further. If you allow their behavior to continue unchecked, it can lead to exhaustion, confusion, and even self-doubt. But remember, boundaries aren't about controlling the liar's actions. They're about deciding what you will and won't tolerate in your life. A lack of boundaries can make you feel trapped, like you're constantly trying to navigate a maze of someone else's lies. This is especially true when dealing with chronic liars, people who deceive not occasionally, but as a way of life. Their dishonesty can drain your emotional energy, leaving you frustrated. Setting boundaries sends a clear message. You value honesty and won't waste energy engaging with lies. It's not about issuing ultimatums or creating conflict, but about creating a space where trust and respect are non-negotiable. The first step to setting boundaries is self-awareness. Ask yourself, how much access do you want to give this person to your emotions, time, or trust? If their lies repeatedly harm you or complicate your life, it might be time to create some distance. Be clear and direct. Boundaries lose their power if they're vague or inconsistent. For example, if someone repeatedly lies to you, you might say, "I need honesty in our conversations. If I feel like I'm not getting that, I will leave this friendship." This sets a clear expectation and outlines the consequence calmly and without aggression. Limit your vulnerability. Liars often manipulate sensitive information to their advantage. While it's essential to be authentic in relationships, you don't owe everyone access to your inner world. Keep your personal matters and feelings guarded until trust has been earned. Protect your time and energy. If someone's dishonesty is disruptive or draining, it's okay to limit interactions with them. For instance, you might choose to keep conversations brief or avoid discussing specific topics. Setting a boundary is one thing, enforcing it is another. Some people, especially habitual liars, may test your limits to see if you're serious. This is where consistency becomes crucial. If you've stated that dishonesty will result in consequences, follow through when the boundary is crossed. This doesn't mean you need to argue or defend yourself. A simple, calm response, such as, "I'm not comfortable continuing this conversation right now," can be enough. The point is to stay firm without escalating the situation. Boundaries are also about respecting your limits. If a liar's behavior continues to impact you despite your efforts, it might be time to reevaluate the relationship altogether. Sometimes the healthiest boundary is choosing to walk away. Think of boundaries as a protective wall, not to keep everyone out, but to safeguard what matters most. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Remember this, and you will find strength." In the same way, boundaries remind you that while you can't control a liar's actions, you can control how much influence they have over your life. By setting clear limits, you reclaim that power. You stop allowing lies to dictate your emotions or decisions and start building a life rooted in clarity and respect. Think of your life as a garden. Without a fence, weeds and pests can enter freely, damaging the things you've worked hard to cultivate. Boundaries are like the fence around that garden, keeping out what doesn't serve you while letting in light, air, and nourishing connections. The beauty of boundaries is that you decide where to place them. Maybe it's limiting how often you engage with a dishonest coworker, or perhaps it's redefining the terms of a friendship that's been damaged by lies. Wherever you draw the line, know that it's simply you taking care of yourself. Take a moment to reflect on your current relationships. Are there people whose dishonesty repeatedly undermines your peace? What boundaries could you set to protect your well-being? Boundaries aren't about cutting people off entirely. They're about creating healthier dynamics. By defining what you will and won't tolerate, you send a powerful message. Your peace and integrity are priorities, and you're willing to stand by them. Respond with integrity. When confronted with dishonesty, the most powerful tool at your disposal is your integrity. It's tempting to mirror a liar's behavior, to meet deception with manipulation, or to call them out in a way that diminishes your values. But holding fast to your principles not only preserves your peace, but also sets an example of strength. Responding with integrity disarms liars more effectively than confrontation ever could. Liars thrive in chaos. They rely on confusion, emotional reactions, and the bending of truth to gain control. By choosing to respond with honesty, calmness, and clarity, you refuse to play their game. Integrity acts as your compass, ensuring that even when surrounded by falsehoods, your actions align with your values. Responding to lies with truth isn't just about morality. It's about maintaining clarity in a situation designed to obscure it. Lies create a ripple effect of confusion, making it hard to distinguish between reality and deception. By anchoring yourself in truth, you establish a baseline of stability that cuts through the noise. Integrity, in the Stoic sense, is about maintaining control over your behavior, no matter how others act. When you stay true to your values, you rise above dishonesty rather than being pulled down by it. Integrity also sets boundaries without saying a word. It communicates to the liar that while they may bend the truth, You refuse to. Now, you might be wondering how to respond with integrity in situations like this. Just as in the earlier steps, your first response should be emotional restraint. Liars often expect confrontation or anger, but when you respond calmly, you take control of the situation. For example, if someone lies to you, avoid snapping back. Instead, try something like, "That's not what I heard. Can you clarify?" This approach keeps the focus on facts rather than emotions, giving you the upper hand. Integrity doesn't mean ignoring dishonesty. If a lie directly impacts you, address it, but do so in a way that reflects your character. Instead of labeling someone a liar, focus on the discrepancy. "I noticed what you said earlier doesn't match this. Can you repeat what you said?" This method puts the responsibility on them to explain themselves while keeping the conversation constructive. It shows that you value honesty without resorting to personal attacks. If the situation calls for it, don't shy away from stating your perspective. Liars may try to twist reality, but your commitment to truth can change the conversation. Speaking your truth isn't about convincing the liar. It's about reaffirming your own understanding of the situation. It helps you stay rooted in reality, regardless of their attempts to distort it. Responding with integrity often disarms liars because it's unexpected. They anticipate defensiveness, anger, or even counter-deception. When you maintain composure and speak with honesty, you deny them the chaos they seek. It's like shining a light into a dark room. Their lies now have nowhere to hide. Integrity also protects your peace. By focusing on your values, you avoid being dragged into a cycle of frustration or retaliation. This isn't about winning the conversation, but about walking away knowing you stayed true to yourself. Imagine integrity as a mirror. When you respond to dishonesty with truth, you hold up that mirror, reflecting everything as it is. For the liar, this can be uncomfortable. They see their actions clearly, often for the first time. But for you, the mirror is a source of clarity, ensuring that no matter how distorted their words may be, you remain grounded in reality. Truth doesn't always change the liar, but it changes you. It strengthens your ability to stand firm in the face of dishonesty, proving that you don't need to stoop to their level to protect yourself. Think about a recent encounter where someone wasn't honest with you. How did you respond? Did your reaction align with your values, or were you drawn into the emotional turmoil of the moment? Reflecting on these experiences helps you identify where you can bring more integrity into your future interactions. Responding with integrity requires courage and self-discipline. It's not always easy to stay calm or to resist the urge to retaliate, but each time you choose integrity, you strengthen your character, protect your peace, and set an example for others. Even in the face of dishonesty, integrity reminds you of this simple truth. The way you respond is always within your control. Let liars reveal themselves through their actions while you remain calm, grounded, and true to who you are. Thank you for watching our video on 5 ways to handle conversations with liars' vertical bar Stoic wisdom in action. We hope these strategies inspire you to approach dishonesty with clarity, calmness, and strength. Remember, staying grounded in truth is not just a skill. It's a choice you can make every day. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit from it. Tap the notification bell so you don't miss more content on Stoic wisdom and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.